like Meatloaf Bailey, what a PR stunt. Look at me, guys. Yeah, I would do anything for pound notes. And I'm going to sit in a restaurant and I'm going to look like, oh, I'm proper CHELS and I love Chelsea. And this is all on Siri Merchant Barley. What a load of bollocks.
Cucucucurea, se come una paella. Cucucucurea, se bebe una estrella. Jala, tiembla, que viene cucurea. Jala, tiembla, toma una galleta.
To get money from agents to publish information is not legal for a journalist. After 1 second, find one proof and I will deactivate my account.
Fab, I think we're taking this a bit to heart, honestly.
No, it's not too hard. It's too hard because you are on your fucking sofa just using my name and attacking me from your Twitter account with no face, no name and nothing. Just joking on me.
Yeah.
It's not too hard for me because I'm working and I don't like to go on Twitter and see the shit you're putting. Okay. So it could be too hard for you, not for me. I'm working and I don't want someone else to come in and joke on my news. You can joke about it. It's fine. It's humor. It's okay. But joke, not say that I'm getting money. Because I'm not getting any fucking money from the agents of any player. So joke whatever you want, do humor on me, on my name, or whatever you want.
I'll make it clear. I'll make it clear.
Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
So it right, up the CHELS, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. I hope everyone's doing well, winning live. First and foremost, I want every single one of you to smash to pieces that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you smash that. If you haven't hit the notification button, ding dong, let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras landing it in the chat and everyone viewing, all the proper CHELS. Big up to every single one of you. And let's have it right. Get in the chat, get in the comments. And tonight we got the No Surrender episode 2. Let's go with Steve G, Mike Geezer. How are we doing?
We're doing great, mate. Actually, I was having a bit of a sing-along then with a Roman Abramovich. I had to sort of sit down before I had a heart attack.
Come on, Don Roman, bruv. Let's go. Salute to the greatest owner in football. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts, bruv. But listen, big up to everyone. Before we get into it, I want to address something. Some little big bollocks got in the comments on a video or a stream and said, "Oh, you know, it's so negative, and no wonder, you're not going to grow, and it's just like who wants to hear it and this and that." But yet you're in the comments. Let me say it for what it is, right? First and foremost, yeah, I couldn't give two tosses about subscribers and all that. I don't care, bruv. Yeah, all I care about is just landing it 24/7, which is exactly what I do. And the fact that you're in there writing comments to put that in there tells me you're watching me anyway. So hush your beak. Yeah, I know you want to get your beak wet, but let's have it right. You ain't getting it wet on the Minerals FC. So if people don't like it and they keep calling me negative and toxic, I'm sorry, the truth hurts. I'm sorry, the reality is what it is. And if you don't like it, I'm not going to be one of those wrong-uns out there that are just spewing toxic positivity, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they want to get their beak wet like a slosh pot wet. Let's have it right. I'll tell you this now, yeah? How about, come on, I'll go with it. Yeah, we're quality, bruv. We're fucking back. Chelsea's back. We're going to go and win the title like Jamie O'Hara tells everyone. If we play like that every week, we're going to win the title. Well, of course we play like that every week, we win the title. But does Man City play like that every week? Does Man City smash teams 6-0, 6-5, 6-2? No, not even Man City do. Do they win the league every year? Yeah. So stop the delusion. I'm not going to be that guy until we're in December, until we're in January, and we are up there, 4th place, 5th place, there or thereabouts. Then I can say, yeah, comfortably, we look like we can get top 4. Right now, bruv, it's one game. It's one game. And everyone's literally having kittens. It's madness to me, Steve. It's outright madness, bruv. Like, don't get
100%.
me wrong, we played well in the second half, but the first half we conceded 2 goals to a team that is toothless and struggles to score, bruv. All right. And then they capitulate in the second half. We can go tactical in it and, all the tacticos and all that. But, the bottom line is this, Steve, yeah? I enjoyed the second half and we celebrated the second half. We celebrated that performance. It was a great little performance second half, but we annihilated them and we got goals. Fantastic. Next game now. Let's keep the same levels now. Consistently.
Yeah, well, they got to prove it now. I mean, people have got very short memories. They're forgetting how pre-season went. I mean, that did not go according to plan. First game of the season, okay, we had City. That was always going to be a tough game. We can let that one slide. Yeah, we got 6, but how terrible was our defence? And what was Sancho made number 1 for? The fact that Maresca wanted him to play out from the back. What did he do? He went route 1, old school, because his big clown feet can't pass out from the back, and we got a goal. It's just common sense.
Yeah. Listen, let's not forget, Sanchez was Seagull Merchant's 3rd choice goalkeeper, yet he's deemed good enough to be our number 1, which he ain't.
No way.
What are we doing? What is going on here? What? Look, people are going, oh, the attack's fantastic. Yes, sometimes the best form of defence is attack. We know that, right? It can be. But not with a defence like this. Not with Wesley Fofana coming out after the Wolves away game, with all the supporters and pretends that he's on the phone, ignores the supporters and goes straight on the coach. I mean,
that was out of order. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, I even noticed in the game, Maresca made the players go over to the away end and let them celebrate with the fans and all that. But there was a little bit of reluctance, some of them, I must admit. It's fair play to them. But what Fofana done, picking up his phone, pretending to be talking to his agent, it was probably upside down and turned off anyway. But, it was just ignorance.
It is. And, I've always said it, right? The main concern that we have is the defence. I think the midfield's a concern. I don't know what anyone is. I don't know what they're smoking. I don't know what planet they're on, yeah. But that midfield, mate, of just Enzo and Caicedo, and then you're looking at having Cole Palmer in there. Do you know how much you have to rely on your fullbacks? Do you know how much you have to rely on your wingers getting stuck in and helping out in that midfield? And your backline's got to be on it. Their distribution's got to be precise, consistent, and at the right pace. And we did play at a pace, and that's where we caught Wolves out. But Neto for me was the turning point in that game because Mudryk, he's a ghost. He's just not there, bruv. He's not there mentally. He's not there technically. He's not there in the reading of the game, positionally, linking up with anyone. I think his confidence is in the mud at the moment, and that's a problem. Because that's a £90 million signing that these clowns are forcing him to try and get something out of him, like getting blood out of a stone at the moment. I don't know where he gets in the team when you had a performance from Neto like that. Now, we're going to go on to talk about transfers, but I just want to keep it on this game for a second and just isolate it for 1 second, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Cole Palmer was getting the ball in those positions where he's dangerous, and that's where they didn't have the pressing capacity to just like nullify him like they did in the first half. Apart from that great world-class goal he scored, that was just from one long ball. But where we cut out all their presses, anything, it was just a very simple one ball, Jackson flick, and then to Cole Palmer.
It was an old school goal.
Yeah, like real, just quality. It was a lovely goal to watch. It was probably goal of the season at the moment, if I'm being honest. But Neto made Wolves think psychologically. They knew they had Mudryk in their pocket, and in this game when Neto come on, it changed the dynamics. And he's very good off the ball. If you watch him, he's very good at tracking back. His work rate, his reading, waiting for the pass, expecting the passes in the right positions. So that gave us a different kind of avenue to the way we set up, but everything was much more fast-paced. And Caicedo upped his game in the second half. Enzo, for me, You know, people were raving about him in this game. I
No.
don't really see it.
I mean, I saw the game the same as everyone else. I saw he made a couple more contributions, but in the overall space of the whole game, it was still well below par. And if it wasn't for the clowns saying to play Mudryk and Fernandes, I'd leave them both on the bench because we had better. It's a shame Lavia was injured because I'd rather see Caicedo and Lavia doing the pivot. I think them two have got a bit more fluid about them.
Yeah.
And as you said, when Neto came on, it was like we was watching a different team. They just suddenly sparked into life. The confidence was oozing, and it made our defence look good because the pressure was taken off of them. But, you know, as you always say, let's have it right. The two centre-backs were still way below par. And when they tried, they could get straight through them as if there was no one there.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, like, for me personally, Lavia and Caicedo, yeah, maybe there's a balance there. We have to see, and we have to see how fit Lavia stays, you know, how fit he can be. The reality situation is, you know, everyone's blaming Pochettino's training for all our injuries. Well, Lavia's not even played one Premier League game, and now he's been out since that. That's a worry. You know, a lot of these players that are injury prone, which these clowns love to buy players when they're injured, all right, some of them won't recover, or some of them just won't be the same player, and some of them will have reoccurring injuries. So you've got to take that into account for this long season ahead with Conference League football.
Of course.
But I you know, I would have had Gallagher and Caicedo in that pivot, and I think what that gives you is, like Diego Simeone, you know, he knows what he's buying. If he's good enough for Diego Simeone, why is he not good enough for Enzo Maresca? Because it's pure profit. But if you imagine Gallagher and Caicedo in that double pivot, you feel a little bit more confident in the middle of the park that these two destroyers, these two high pressers, play the ball quickly and give it to your flair players. Just get the ball out quickly. And you know, if we lose the ball in attack, these guys are there to recover it and push up, and they've got the legs and the energy and the heart. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bang on, bro.
I just feel like we have to press, we have to recover quickly so that Enzo can stay in the position where he can do damage. If we're deeper, I just feel like Enzo will struggle. I just listen. He's got to prove himself. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on him at the moment.
Totally agree.
I ain't sold on him.
For me, Enzo was never really that guy. Yes, he had a brilliant World Cup and all the rest of it. You know, we know what he's about, but he is young. He was overhyped. And let's be honest, even Caicedo, he's not the player worth 115 million, but he is improving, but he's still nowhere at that level. And that's like a big 10-ton medallion hanging around his neck. That is that price tag. Yeah,
and the thing is, you can say players, they don't choose a price tag, but irrespective, you've got to deal with the pressure. You know, that's on your shoulders. You've got to deliver. And Caicedo in that first half had a stinker, and so did Enzo, to be honest with you. The defence is a worry, Steve, bruv. We got our Trev there, who is clear and ready and good enough to play. And will give me a lot more confidence, give you a lot more confidence, and a lot of the CHELS more confidence, right? And he's captain material. I just don't understand it, bruv. Well, I do. I know why. I'm just putting it out there for people that don't know the deal. You know, I just, how can you not be playing him? And now we're hearing Badashile, if he gets sold, all right, then Trev will stay. Well, why didn't you just fucking play the kid? Why'd you got to exile him in the under-21s? Why have you got to not take him pre-season? Why'd you take Badashile pre-season if you've got the intention of selling him? It's a shambles. And it absolutely rattles me because Trev is one player they should not be treating like this. No player should be. Sterling, Sterling, Trev, are especially, and Connor, when he came back, were all exiled from the canteen, training ground, gym, all first-team facilities. Is that a way to treat your players and players that you say you might keep? Get out of here, man.
Of course not. Even if the players are out of favour, you've got to treat them with respect and some form of dignity. They've played for the badge. They've shown what they're about. You certainly don't treat people like that. It's just totally disrespectful and unprofessional from anyone. And these people call themselves businessmen. They do that in business, and karma will eventually come and bite them on the arse.
Remember, these Clown Lakes assets are human beings, apart from the assets they stripped of real estate from us, the hotels and all that. But you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with huge high risk factors involved in human beings. You're dealing with not just injuries and performance and does it work. You're dealing with their mentality. You're dealing with human emotions as well, with the way you're treating them, and that sends shockwaves. The way that these players are being treated, all these first teamers, what you think they're not going to get treated the same? You don't think that they'll be flogging off Jackson in a year's time, or they'll flog off whoever it is? You know, they don't care.
Well, let's face it. If we do either get Osimhen or Toney, or as long as it isn't one of the underlings that have been mentioned, I'm all fine with it. But if they do come and they do turn it on and they get a regular place in the team, who's to say Jackson doesn't get flipped? Yeah, because there might not be a place for him, and they might want to push Mark Gue because they know they're going to get more out of him.
Well, let's ask you, Steve. At Chelsea, are we back? Do you honestly do you see that second half performance and go, do you know what? Yeah, I think we are back.
Oh, I think that second half performance gave us all a nice little morale boost, but we're under no illusion that was a one-off. We're not playing Wolves every week. Every time we go into the pitch, there's a different team in front of us. Servette nearly served us up in the first leg. Yes, we got a victory, but there was times I didn't think we deserved it. And then we've got Palace straight after that. And I don't think Palace are any mugs. So they're all going to be gunning for us. And they're all going to be watching what went down on Sunday against Wolves. And I don't think we're going to get away with it.
Yeah. I think I think the Servette return leg, I think we're going to, maybe we rack up goals in that game. Depending, hopefully. I don't know if he's going to rest. He'll probably rest a lot of players, you know. But when we're playing Crystal Palace, their manager, the way they play, they got threat. But the one thing that's in our favour is their record is absolutely dreadful at the Bridge, which is great. So I think even if we don't play well, I still think it's just one of those games we will just get the 3 points anyway.
We should. This is the thing. At the end of the day, we are Chelsea. We would normally expect a victory like that as soon as we saw the fixture come up. But for the 2 years we've had underneath Clown Lake, let's face it, we can't take nothing from granted. We've been turned over by people which are not even Sunday League, and they've made us look totally average. So we've got to be positive, but it's with a certain amount of scepticism.
Yeah. And it's great, you know, like I said, we've been starved of a game like that, of a result like that, you know, where we've actually properly steamrolled a team. You know, the only game I can really say when I was at the Bridge for the Man United game where we come back from behind, I mean, that was pretty limbs, but our season was done for, really. Like,
yeah, of course,
you know, but that was probably one of the best games of the season for me.
Yeah,
of that I went to. I think this away game is a great away day, a great performance. I like the fact that Enzo obviously kicked them up the arse at half time, and he tweaked it, and he made the decision to just take Mudryk off and put Neto on.
Yeah,
and some things like that I like. I like reactiveness. I like that quick reaction to get the team balanced. And
you got to be proactive. Yeah, without a doubt. A manager that thinks and acts is good. What we was watching with Poch before he got brave towards the end of last season was he would let the game play out and come about 80, 85 minutes. It'd start doing a few subs, and it was like, it's a bit late. You know, you're giving them no chance to warm up and get into the game. We threw away so many games.
Big up to Callum. I just read your comment, mate. He says, mate, did you kick me out? Just found your channel and subbed and said redemption for Chalaba. Then you kicked me out and unsubbed me. I love Trev, bro. Didn't mean any. I haven't done that. And I don't think anyone on the channel, in the chat would block you backing Trev, because we all back Trev on here. We all love Trev. So I don't know what's happened now. It might be YouTube playing games. I don't know, bruv, because they do all sorts on this channel where they unsub subscribers and they hide my channel. I don't know, bruv. But big up to you for being in here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe someone's 86k. Who would 86k? Well, clearly
Could have been done by accident by one of the mods, let's face it, because it's not easy to undo it.
Yeah. You know, the ultras, they've done years of incarceration, bruv, of 86Ks, like relentlessly, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, I'm one of them myself.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's either Brandon like Matrix or someone's just slipped up because they got so trigger happy with the 87K. You know
Shots fired.
Yeah, my record speaks for itself.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But before I got swayed off, bruv. 86k generals, bruv. Listen, it's nothing wrong with positivity. We like it, yeah. Like when I first started my channel, I was super positive, but I know what is upstairs. I know what calls the shots. I know a lot of things behind the scenes. So when people want to come on me and tell me I'm negative and I'm toxic, and this and that, it's because I'm saying things you don't want people to say. And you want to try and tarnish me and make me negative and make me toxic. I couldn't give two fucks. I don't care anymore. I'm at that stage now. I just don't care. I'm going to be real, all right? It's a great result. I'm not coming at anyone really. I'm not really coming at players, but I'm not going to overhype it. I'm not going to get all giddy and excited because of one game, but enjoy it, like I said, and now to the next move. I do believe we've got Silverware, obviously, will steamroll them. I think we will. All right. Good confidence, bit of momentum. Crystal Palace, I think, will beat them. We've got Bournemouth, right? After Bournemouth, we've got, I think it's Seagull Merchants. We've got Nottingham Forest. We've got Liverpool. We've got a lot of good games coming up, you know, winnable games up to the Liverpool game for me.
Yeah, I'm at the Liverpool game.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. So, look, that game can go any way. I don't know, bro. But look, up to there, we could be in a very good position. And the positivity will be through the roof. And everyone, listen, it's one thing, right? It's very important to have that energy, yeah, from the support. It's very important for the players, you know, to have that energy. And they haven't had that energy. We've been giving it for 2 years and nothing. And it's come to a point now where you do need that energy. You need to build momentum. But there's going to come a time when reality hits. And how are you going to cope with that? How's the fan base going to cope with it? Because it's so divided, mate. It's just mad to me. It's proper divided everywhere, you know?
Yeah, Clear Lake certainly got their minions to do their work with all of the fake journo stuff being PR'd around on X and the like of it. It caused a divide. They were basically forcing young against old and glass half full versus half empty. I mean, they've got to give them their credit. They certainly knew how to split the fan base up. But hopefully people are starting to wake up to them a bit more, and eventually they're clawing away at all of their false narratives that have been spread out like a virus.
Facts. And look, we've got Liverpool away up straight after Liverpool, Newcastle home, United away, Arsenal home. That's tough fixtures, bro.
Yeah,
very tough. And I do think like we seem to do all right against the big game sort of opposition. You know,
I think the kids have got the mentality. They realise, oh, that's a big team. But a lot of these people coming in from other countries, let's be real, they might not even know who some of these teams are until they face them on the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what happens. In terms of, we've still got a transfer window, and we're coming very close to the end of it. We're hearing Kepa, T-Rex Arms Kepa's finally gone on loan to Bournemouth, but he's still not sold.
It's
just
weird though,
another
isn't it?
level.
After having to extend his contract and then loan him out, because if they only take him for a year, he could come back and we've got him for a year again.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I mean, this guy should have been off the books from when they walked in, like a cement-booted rat. And this guy's still not holding his Napoli shirt, and he's still not gone back to his daddy. You know, I just like it's slow, it's panic, it's just very unstrategic, unorganized. And this is my point, bruv. It's just like why are we waiting all this time? Like everyone's focused on a striker, and that's right. We need a striker, bruv. We do. We need a striker. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Yeah, he ain't good enough to be our number 9. He's probably better on the left wing. But then again, I don't think he's a good enough winger to he's not better than Neto. I don't think he's better than Mudryk, bro. I'll be real. Like on the wing.
I'd rather have him as a backup for Neto than Mudryk, to be fair, because Mudryk is hot and cold. I think personally, Mudryk is he chose the wrong sport. There's something in there, but I don't know if he's a football player or not, because after 2 years, he's got worse. And there's got to be a time when even common sense, the businessman says, we've got to throw in the white tail on this kid, get him over to Strasbourg, loan him out or flog him. He's just got to go. He's a dead weight.
He's 23 years old, mate. He's not even young. No, he's 20. I think he's 24, isn't he?
Yeah, but this is the thing. If he's not learning by now after 2 years and multiple coaches, he's broken. Maybe what went on in his country and all that has psychologically hurt him. He could have PTSD. I don't know. But every time I see him, I just think you're better off being outside the pitch, being a ball boy, than on the pitch, filling all of us with disappointment.
Yeah. He's a. I do think there is a player in there. I genuinely think there is something there, but I think when a player, and especially young players, I've said this, such a high risk with young players. Young players are fearless normally. Yeah. The younger ones, they're fearless. They go for it. They've got a point to prove. The moment they lose confidence and they don't have that fearlessness, do you know how hard that is to get back from a young player? An older player can dig it out because they've got enough guile and experience about them. A young player, I've always said it, when they lose that confidence, when they lose that fearlessness, it's a problem. It's very hard to get it back. And Enzo's got a lot of work to do with him. He's got a lot of work to do. The reality is, you got 80 million Mudryk, you got a 60 million pound Neto, you got 50 million João Felix, you got 50 million Cole Palmer, you've got Madueke, who, let's have it right, they've been trying to sell to Newcastle for a long period of time for 50, 60 million. Now he's probably gone up to 65 million in their book. All right.
You've still got Nkunku as well.
You've got Nkunku, who didn't even have a sniff against Wolves. All right. Who's not a striker. And he's kind of like a 10. He doesn't like to play on the wings. He doesn't like the flanks. He's come out and said that. So you got Wedding Drewsby. How many? Where are they all going to play?
And they want Sancho as well.
And they want Sancho. I mean, this deal, I don't believe Sancho's coming. I think Sancho's going to go Juve. I think it's either Sancho or Sterling to Juve. But what these clowns want to do is get Sancho, maybe part of the deal, and say, look, just take Sterling off us or take Chilwell off us. I think it's more Chilwell, personally.
It's gone quiet on Chilwell, hasn't it?
For a left back. They're desperate.
Yeah, so it's gone very quiet on Chile. So it makes you wonder, what's going on. I mean, no doubt they're going to be very busy in the next couple of days before the transfer window closes, because I've noticed so much activity, especially from our academy, going out on loan or being straight sold, which has been surprising. That's been quite high in numbers.
Well, I just find like this deal with Sancho, right? He's similar to Felix. He's opportunist buy. It's not a pre-planned signing.
Without doubt.
And just have this in your mind, right? You bring in Sancho. You got Sterling's not even playing anyway, so he's gone anyway, right? So forget him. I'm not even mentioning him because, as far as I'm concerned, he's gone.
Yeah,
you can have Madueke, Mudryk, Neto, Nkunku, Felix, Jackson, and Sancho, bruv. And I ideally an Osimhen and Ivan Toney, who basically cements that number 9 role. So you're literally playing with 2 wingers and number 10. So
Yeah.
What about at the end of the year when you've got Esteval Willian and Kendry Pies coming in? Where they've been promised first team minutes. So where are they playing, bruv?
Exactly. They're not going into defence, they're going up front.
Right. This is what they're doing. They're buying wingers galore. They're just buying wingers. They're buying attackers. They're forgetting about defence. They're forgetting about our goalkeeper. They're forgetting about the midfield balance. They're forgetting about experience. If you're going to buy Sancho, you're buying a level of experience. You're buying Osimhen, you're buying a level of experience. Ivan Toney, level of experience. Why don't you do it at fucking backline? Why don't you do it with goalkeeper?
Yeah.
You know, you work back to front. We've already got decent quality in attack. It's like, how much more do you want to put on there? Because they're all not going to play, and everyone's going to want to play, and it's going to cause a lot of toxicity eventually when certain players like Sancho sitting on bench and they think, no, I'm the star boy, I should be playing. And you got Neto, oh, I'm £60 million player, why am I not playing? Or for João Felix, you know, I'm better than all of you lot in his mind. Cole Palmer's going to play. Madueke's on form at the moment. He's on fire, yeah, scoring a hat-trick. What if he continues that? Who's going to bench him? You know, it's like, are these players coming because are they coming for their payday and their 8-year contract and because they want to live their life in London? Or are they coming because they want to seriously win stuff? This is what we've got to ask ourselves. Sancho, for me, is a problematic player.
Yes, he definitely brings baggage with him.
And if you're bringing Sancho in just for the sake to get Sterling off the books or a chill off the books, that's criminal to me. But they keep saying it's separate deals anyway. So if it's a separate deal, what are you looking at Sancho and you're penny pinching and you're giving all this PR about Osimhen that you can't afford his wages? Or, no, you don't want to pay his wages. You don't want to pay what he demands. So you're waiting to go deadline day to then go to Osimhen, look, take it or leave it deal because we've sold Lukaku to Napoli. You have to go somewhere. Maybe PSG. It doesn't make sense, Steve, right? With Osimhen, why have Napoli all of a sudden dropped their release clause from 110 million to 55, 60 million? What's that all about?
Yeah, I saw a lot of hype over that today, especially after the Toney news broke out that we'd approached Brentford about Toney. And, you know, I'll be real with you. I'd rather have Toney than Osimhen for many reasons. Osimhen might be a little bit more refined and a bit more of the global striker that everyone wants to think, yeah, he's a proper number 9. But you got to think, we have to get down and dirty in the Premiership. It's a tough league. And Toney has that edge, almost the Costa vibes, where people don't like him. And I like that in a striker. I like the fact that they can sort of be the sort of person you love to hate. Money don't go to AFCON. He's going to be cheaper wages. He's from down the road. I could go and pick him up tomorrow when I'm in Chiswick. You know, it's not an issue. He hasn't got so many problems. Sadly, though, it looks like there's been a big offer coming from Saudi offering him like 400k a week. So unless he just doesn't want to go to Saudi, he'll go there just to get the money. It's a tough one.
Look, there's a player I like that I've mentioned before, and that's Gyökeres, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's a quality striker. Yeah.
I kind of prefer him as a striker, but he doesn't bring you the experience of Prem. Osimhen doesn't bring you the experience of Prem.
No, of course not.
He brings you winning mentality. He's a winner. He's been pivotal in Napoli's Serie A win and all that. He's an animal. He's a handful, and he'll be clinical. But Toney is not a winner, but yet he's shown that he can play in the Premier League for a weak Brentford team, perform week in, week out. But he comes with baggage as well.
Of course he does. The only thing I'd say with Toney is he's got the size, he's got the physique, he's got the attitude. He's been through a lot of crap. He's been punished by the FA. he's been through all of that and he's come out the other side. So this shows there must be something about him. Osimhen obviously is more of the refined, finished article. I would take either of those, one or the other, or even Gyökeres. Got no issue with any of them three, but I don't want to see him dropping standards and going for another kid, which is either the same as Jackson or worse, like they was going to do with Samu. And I'm not all of that on that John Duran either. I mean, that was the other hype that was about today. It's like, oh, come on, do it. I'd rather they didn't sign no one. If they don't get any of the main three, don't sign no one and concentrate on the other areas.
Duran is a joke. If they go back in for him, it's a wind-up. They wanted to pay 40 million for Samuel Dorian, and he went to Porto for like 12 or 13 million or something stupid. Had a pants pulled down. Listen, at this moment in time, anyone's an upgrade. Let's be real. Toney, Osimhen, Gyökeres is all an upgrade from Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah, but we're being fucking real here.
He should be a backup striker, like how Broja was.
Yeah. Everyone's going, oh, but you're going to stop the development of Nicholas Jackson. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. These kids ain't getting development anyway, as it is. Not. So development's not in my forefront. It's about now. It's about now bringing a killer up front. We need a killer. If we've got killer wingers, killer in Cole Palmer, number 10, a killer in João Felix, I want a killer striker for them to feed. He's hungry and he wants to be fed. So feed him. Get in my belly. You know what I'm saying? Let him go and bang them top bins. Let him header the goals in. Let him cause defenders. Let the defenses fear this guy. Osimhen will cause fear. He's physical, man. He's an aggressive player. So's Ivan Toney. And I think Gyökeres in a different type of way. I think Gyökeres is a little bit more pit bullish. Do you know what I'm saying? But
that's true.
Osimhen comes with the height, a bit more slender, a bit like Didier, that slenderness. And Ivan Toney, a little bit, he's slender but built. I don't think he's as quick as Osimhen.
No.
And I think you want that pace, and I'm sure Osimhen will stay on side because Jackson loves an offside. And he came at John Obi Mikel, and I didn't like that. It pissed me right off. Absolutely pissed me off.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only benefit if we do eventually get Osimhen, because there's talk that an offer will be going in within the next couple of hours for Osimhen. If it does, it does. But who's to say that Napoli aren't going to take it? Because Napoli sell everybody on the expensive side, but want everybody on the cheap. It's just the way Italian football is nowadays.
I agree. I just think this is all PR Happy Meal pantomime at the moment. I feel like these clowns, what they're doing is they're getting everyone wet, They're getting everyone wet. They want it to get wet.
Yeah, there's enough of that about. We don't need no more slosh pots.
You know what I'm saying? We've got plenty of slosh pots flying about in the fan base. Well, they want all the supporters to be slosh pots, yeah? And they want them wide open as possible so that they take the bait, yeah? And then they want to pummel down them. The Osimhen, here we go on deadline day, so everyone just starts,
we're back.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? Reproducing more toxic positivity. It's going to be multiplied by tenfold. You know what I mean?
You can imagine if we actually do land a decent striker, which at the moment, let's face it, none of us know. It could well happen, but we're going to be scoring 10 goals, but letting in 6.
It's a problem. It's NBA model though, Steve. This is. You score, we'll have a go, and we'll outscore you. It's not sustainable. And against stronger teams that are more well organised, that are got more quality than the Wolves, you're not going to be able to do that. All these brown envelopes are pushing V9 and Victor Osimhen, and it's all like. But then you're getting, his wages are a problem. The geezer's on 250 grand a week.
I don't think his wages are a problem because let's face it, if we do get rid of Sterling and Lukaku, the reported wages, which I know is slightly under what they do get, that's 650 grand. So even if you gave Osimhen, let's say 300 grand, which he'd probably be okay with because it's pounds, not euros, he'd probably be okay with that. But all of the doom and gloom merchants out there, they're going, oh no, he wants this, he wants that. How do they know as he spoke? Because they're all guessing. They're all copying and pasting on each other.
He said he's not lowering his wages. Not €1. His agent come out. Not €1. So it's worked out. I think he's on 11 or 12 million a year. I can't remember what the figure
Is that euros or pounds? Because I've got a feeling his wages aren't as high as what many people think they are.
I think in sterling, you're looking at 200s, maybe more.
Which is realistic for a quality striker.
It is, but it's not their model. Their model's 150 cap. That's why they're trying to force out Sterling, Chilwell. Fofana will go. Cucurella, they've been trying to get off because he's on 170 plus bonuses. Fofana's on 200. Enzo wants Reece James money. Reece James, they'll probably want to flog because he's on 250.
250, yeah.
Yeah. Lukaku, they got off. Kepa's on high wages. He's on 170, but he's on a longer contract. Yeah. This is my thing, right? These clowns are giving it all the PR happy meals. That what? We've lowered the wage structure to an average of 60 grand. So go and spend the money if you're seriously ambitious. Go and show us, yeah, so that we can go, do you know what? You're actually altering, tweaking your model, which is what all we want, yeah? Is for you to go out there and go, this player's going to be paid 250 to 300 grand a week because we value him as a top class signing, and we need a benchmark in there. And if all these other kids want to moan about, I want more high wages, we'll just sell them if it's all about the money. You know, go and bring me a Bastoni. Go and get me a Diogo Costa. Go and get me these ilk players with experience and balance and leadership and quality. You know, you got enough kids on your roster of what 45 man squad. And some have already been loaned out, which was at one point, it was over 50 players in the entire squad. All right. You got enough young'uns there. You got enough with low wages, but there's no development. So where are they developing? Strasbourg, wherever they're going, they're getting developed, right? But now you need to focus on this first team. After look, we're 5 transfer windows in, and we're saying focus on the first team. You spent 1.4 billion. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? And you have to go and spend more money. You're talking about bringing SANCHO, but you're penny pinching on Osimhen. The real truth with Osimhen is this is true. He's not 100% that Chelsea are going to get top 4.
No, only rightly so.
And this is where he's taken a huge gamble. Where Chelsea are trying to negotiate and trying to be clever with their poker face and all that, yeah, Lady Gaga wrong'uns. They are literally waiting for deadline day where no other club is really going in for him, and it's a take it or leave it deal. That's what they're relying on. So they're basically saying, we're going to pay this wages with percentage. So we'll pay your wages you're on, but the base rate is going to be lower. Osimhen ain't going to do that. I don't think he'll do it. And why should he? Why should you lower your wage structure to come to our club?
Yeah, I mean, because at the moment, the only other people that are supposedly in for him at the moment is PSG, but that's gone a little bit cold. But Arsenal showed interest and they went quiet. Yeah. But who's to say if the price is right on deadline day, they could well come in and just snatch him from out of Chelsea's hands. We'll give you another 5 million and we'll have him.
Exactly. And Sancho's 300k. That's why Dortmund couldn't sign him, because his wages were too high. This guy ain't going to drop his wages. He's not going to go, oh, I'm going to come to Chelsea and you're going to pay me 160 grand a week and half my wages that I'm getting at United. I'll just stay at United and I don't care if I don't play because I don't care anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll run down my contract.
Because the talk is they want to literally do a swap, isn't it? Like for like. I'll sell you mine if you buy me yours, as it were. But you could guarantee Chelsea are saying to them, we'll take Sancho and we'll pay the money, but we want him to take less in wages so that they end up with a financial better deal than what they was getting with Sterling. That's all it is. It's just money shifting.
See, this is the thing with Ivan Toney, yeah? He's 28. They know there's absolutely no resale value in him. They know if they lock him on wages, that's it. That's it. He's going to stay at Chelsea. And you'll be lucky to flog him off unless you exile him like you exile any player you don't want and treat him like crap. But he's going to come on a lower wage. He's going to come on a low transfer fee, but he's not the profile age-wise. So it doesn't tick all the boxes for him. No. And there's definitely no resale value with Ivan Toney. Like you're buying his prime years. That's it. which is what you want anyway. But I'm going through their lens, the Clown Lake lens, yeah. Then you look at Osimhen. Osimhen is 25 going on 26, so he's borderline what their limit is on the age profile. His wages are too high, so they got to give leeway there. And his transfer fee is 65 million, which is in this day and age just tuppence anyway. You paid 90 million for Mudryk, for crying out loud.
115 for Caicedo at the end of the day.
Yeah, bruv, and 105 for Enzo when no one else was buying these players or coming in for Enzo.
Madness.
Right? Osimhen's got resale value still.
Yes.
Right? So Osimhen in 2-3 years will still be at that 28, 29 age where he could still go to Real Madrid. He could still go to a top club that are competing if Chelsea ain't competing, bruv. So that's maybe where they're thinking Osimhen is just about the right thing. It's just the finances are too much. But I'll still stand by it. Osimhen's got to think, right? What if he does sign for Chelsea? What if you don't get Champions League and his contract's got Champions League bonuses? But he wants to play Champions League, bruv. He wants to win.
Of course they do. If you're at the top of your game, you want to be seen worldwide. That's why we haven't got a front of shirt sponsor. It's just,
that's embarrassing, bruv. I mean, second year running now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, speaking of shirts, did you notice that came out about Atletico's third away shirt? It's almost identical to our home shirt. No wonder Connor likes it there.
Right, yeah. Connor's landing it. They love him there. They're showing him more love than what this fan base online.
He said that himself. He's like the adopted son of Simeone now.
Yeah. It makes me sick, bruv. It's just fucking... It's a joke. It's a joke. Honestly. They've done it to every Cobham player. They're so anti-Cobham. And that's just like not CHELS. How can you be anti-Cobham, bruv? And this is the byproduct of the brown envelopes manipulating and feeding off that agenda, and pushing it out. And so that they can get their pure profit. This is why I can't stand them, bruv. I just cannot. I don't care. Like, I've always said it, yeah. Until you're winning trophies, I don't want to hear any other shit. I don't care. I want silverware.
Of course. It's not even that we're saying...
That's my benchmark. That's where I say, I applaud you. Have it right. Bring me more. Right? Right now, 2 seasons of dross. We don't know what this season's going to bring because it's so unpredictable. We have to see what it is. But it's all about the money. And this is what I don't like, is they are not budging on their wage structure. This is the crunch now, Steve. If they go and get Osimhen or a Gyökeres, that type of player, because Ivan Toney's not on high, that doesn't break it for me.
Yeah.
If you get an Osimhen, I want you to get Osimhen so they can break their wage structure. I want that wage structure broken. Yeah.
Just to show that they will do it if they have to.
Right. I want them to pop their cherry. Clown Lake, pop your cherry for Victor Osimhen. Yeah. Literally. Because that changes the dynamics. It's like, once you've gone there, you're going to have to go there with something else. And then all the other players are going to go, I want this money and I want that money. And that's where it gets nice and interesting. And I want that. I want that. You know what I'm saying? I need that signing, but it's not the be and end all of it. It's not like, yeah, we're done now. Yeah?
No. I mean, all that means is that this one particular window, we've actually done a few positive things as well as negative. Whereas in past transfer windows, we've just been negative. Yeah. So it's slight progression, but nowhere near what it should be.
I think it's because they have to do it. It's because they have to do it, Steve.
Yeah,
they're at that point now where they've got to do it. All right. So someone said to look at.
When at the end of the day, if you're not achieving and setting standards and levels and winning trophies, how can you measure success? Because if you're outside a decent European spot, that's got to be considered a failure.
Yeah. Well, it's already a failure now. They failed in every aspect right now. and people are clinging on to hope.
Even on the human level, let's face it, with forcing the players out. And as you said earlier, if we manage to sell a defender like Disassi or Badiashile, they might reconsider bringing Trev back in. And it's like, why do that to the kid in the first place? He should never have been out.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'm getting impatient. I'm getting very impatient.
Oh, right.
And I want this window to shut. And the reason I want it to shut is that I'm sick and tired of this PR of manipulating the supporters when things ain't going right, or there's certain things being exposed that they just cover it up with, we're trying to sign this player, we're trying to get that player. What happened to Chiesa? Because apparently we were after Chiesa, yeah? And now Chiesa's going to Liverpool, or is close to Liverpool.
Yeah, for peanuts.
It's just a load of shit, honestly. Why would you go and pay 300 grand a week and bring a problematic Sancho who's done nothing, right? All right, yeah, he's performed at Dortmund in the Champions League, but what did he do in the final? Let's have it right. What did he do when it comes to squeaky bum time, right? Did he play world class to win that final? No. I don't care that he's playing Real Madrid, but my thing is like, I say, why don't you get Chiesa then? He's lower wage, lower transfer fee. He's got experience. He's got Champions League level experience. What's the problem here? Oh, he's injury prone. All right, what other players have they bought that are injury prone? Pretty much half the squad. So why does that make a difference? Do you know what I mean? So why link us with Chiesa if you're not going to buy Chiesa? It's all PR. It's all a PR stunt to make you go, oh, look, they're looking at experienced players now. They're looking at, players that have been around the block, that a name that we fucking heard of for once, because we never hear of all these players' names.
Yeah, you can just imagine Winstanley and Stewart in their office. They've got a big dartboard on the wheel and with all players' faces on it, and they throw a dart. Right, that's the PR we're going with today, whether it lands on.
Yeah, and do you know what's funny? Kerry Winstanley and Stuart Little said to Raheem Sterling personally, he said, "You're in our plans. We think you're doing really great. We're excited for you to the season. You come back 2 weeks early, yeah, and all of a sudden what? Oh no, we've got to exile you, mate." That's how they roll. That is how they roll. They don't give a shit. Kerry Winstanley, John Obi Mikel said, "Oh, I went and met him in his flat in Chelsea, and he loves the club. He don't love our club.
He loves the payday.
He doesn't love Chelsea. He doesn't love Cobham. He's exiled everyone out of Cobham, and I know that personally. I know that. So don't give me that PR. I can't stand it. I hate it. This is why I get rattled with it. This is why I can't stand all this shit that comes out. The bottom line is this. Go and fucking sign Osimhen. Go and get me a defender. Go and get me a goalkeeper and shut the fuck up and go and land the minerals and win me trophies. End of. I don't want to hear all this 5-year process, 3-year process, 2-year process. Oh, now we're cooking. It's all come together. You told us that back in the season. It's exactly as we drew it up, Bowley. And then you got rid of Pochettino. And now you've gone with Enzo Maresca, bro. It's all money. It's all, does it fit our books? He's not been cooking our books. And they're blaming it on Roman, that Roman's cooking the books. Roman didn't cook the books, bruv. Roman did it the way he did it and he won. And he's elite. He's not ain't elite. And fucking Siri Merchant being all smug after the Wolves game, you fucking smug little wrong'un. Honestly, I can't stand him. Yeah? What the decisions that have been made, yeah, it's on your fucking head. The way you acted, the way you have made these decisions, the way you've just gone about business is bad business, bruv. I don't care. But people prop it. All the usual culprits, yeah? All the usual accounts. Fuck the lot of you. Literally, fuck you all. Every single one of you.
Yeah, every one of them sitting there with a nice big fat brown envelope in their chest. Just taking everything Egg Barley says as gospel, when in fact it is just absolute garbage.
Honestly, Steve, yeah, people have still don't want to accept it. They buy into it every single time because it suits their agenda.
I mean, I know you want to be totally positive. It's our team. We love the team. But it's the fact that they are genuinely wrong-uns. They are bad people that are in control of our club. And people just looking at what goes on the football pitch, they're forgetting the bigger picture. of how it affects people's lives in and around and outside of football. As some of the people in the chat know, I go to a lot of academy games and women's club games. So I go over to Kingsmeadow. I'm at Cobham. I've meet a lot of the players. I meet a lot of the academy players. I get on well with a lot of people, and they all know me there and all that. And it's just heartbreaking now when you go there and you just see the happiness. It's like watching a Harry Potter film. It's like all of the happiness has been sucked out of Cobham. They're all just going there to do a job. It's heartbreaking.
And that's what I'm saying. These clowns in the fan base that have got platforms that don't fucking see it. They don't think that exists. But yet they're all happy to just let Trev rot, let him get rotted away, bruv, and treated like that. It's disgusting, bruv. Who the fuck are these people, man?
It's terrible.
Like, how can you sit there and just accept it? How can you say, we're amazing, we're so amazing, we're going to win the fucking league now? Oh, we're going to get top 4 with ease. You said that last year. We were going to get top 4 with ease. Where are you, Melts? Now you're saying it again this year. And yet our defence is even worse. Our midfield's weaker.
Yeah, I mean, even our prospects that would normally come through the academy, not everyone makes it through the academy. We're not totally blinkered to think that everyone deserves a shot, because they don't. But some of the real top talent now are being sold or transferred, loaned, without even a sniff of getting into the first team, because of the amount of people they've bought in, which are kids from other clubs. Leo Castledine, he's gone out to Shrewsbury Town. And obviously Alfie's gone off for a bit of experience. He got man of the match the other day. It's just, it's just crazy how they're acting. They can
go on their natural development, Steve. There's no development at Chelsea. Cobham is non-existent no more. Yes, it's there. You can see it. But it's what the substance is all about. It's what the soul's all about. It's the people behind the scenes, the environment, the mentality. The guile of with these young players, to help these young players. Neil Barther's gone. Jim Fraser's gone. That is the heart and soul of our academy. They were the heartbeat of our academy.
Everyone's gone, bruv. It's just
I know everyone's gone, bruv, and yet you get all these wrong, and it's just And do you know what winds me up? They go, "Get over it, Johnny. Yeah, get over it. It's not Roman anymore. We're just going to be like Spurs now." Fuck that, man. I'm not going to be like Spurs. You think I'm going to sit there and go, "We're going to be like Spurs"? This is a wind up. How can you even fucking say that you're Chelsea support and you're saying, "Don't worry, we're basically going to be like Spurs and making money," and you're just going to sit there and accept it, and yet people want to come at me because I don't want that, all right? And then everyone wants to come at me and go, "I'm toxic, I'm negative." Fuck off, mate. What are we doing?
It's all about standards and levels, isn't it? Standards and levels have been dropped so bad that people are willing to accept mediocre as decent. That's not how it should be. The winning mentality has gone. We need to get that back, and we need to say, "Oi, we're here, and we're not having none of it," and start doing performances. And if that means rattling a few cages and getting nose to nose with a few players, then so be it.
I just honestly, let's see what the season brings. See what the season brings. Yeah,
exactly. Once we're sort of like halfway point come Christmas, then we'll have a reevaluation and we'll see where we are. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. If we're wrong and we've been, giving them an undue amount of stick, I'm sure we're both man enough. We'll go, "Look, fair play, but carry it on. We're only half a season. It takes time. Let's see where we are. Once we start dropping Champions League and we start getting some fresh trophies in the cabinet, then it's all well and good, because at the moment we're turning into a Spursy. We haven't seen the trophy cabinet doors opened in a couple of years.
I used to think it's not even about being wrong, because I haven't been wrong.
No.
In terms of everything they've done, everything they've implemented, I've told everyone way before they even knew it existed. All right.
Exactly.
And it's come to a point where if I didn't speak this way, if I didn't put the pressure on, because no one else was putting any pressure, no one else was on it. They were too busy slandering Mount, slandering Havertz, slandering Kante, slandering Kovacic, Jorginho, all the players in the current Champions League winning team. It was like, wasn't enough. Yeah, I fucking was protecting them. I was telling everyone, you got to be careful what you wish for. Now we've got to this point, and we've had one game, and it's like, oh, we can all see the vision now. Yeah. What is the vision, mate? Because I know what they're doing, and if we do get to Champions League, great, but it's not a trophy. That's not Chelsea still. Chelsea, yes, we play in Champions League, but what are you going to do? Go in Champions League and do what? Because you ain't going to win it if you're still going with a young youth policy and low wage structure. If you're in Champions League to entice the Mbappes of this world and all these players, then go and do it. But the reality is they're not going to do it, bruv. The thing is, because I called it out, Steve, right? And I've called it out for 2 years it's been, right?
Yeah, at least.
And I was the only one, and I'm talking about pressure, like relentless pressure. Win, lose, or draw, bruv. All my ultras are vouch for it. Win, lose, or draw. I was relentless with the pressure because I knew what was coming and I knew what was going on behind the scene. If there was none of that, you think it will come to this point where they're buying an Osimhen or they're going to buy a Felix, bruv? No pressure. Chance. No chance. They wouldn't even gone near it. They would have kept going with it. Young kids, more young kids, before you'd have a whole academy of kids in our first team. And it's only this season that it's turned. It's just this season. Something's happened where a lot of supporters have seen it. And now they've had this result. And you kick on now. Kick on. I want us to win. I want us to win trophies.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And until we're doing it, and I don't just mean FA Cup and shit like that. I mean, I'm talking, I want us to win the Premier League. I want us to be at that. I want us to be competing with City.
Exactly.
I want us to be mudding Arsenal in a title challenge. That's the levels I'm after. And I'm not saying just like temporary or a freak Leicester season. I'm talking on a back-to-back season, like Arsenal now are consistently now looking like they're there with City, like they're ready to compete. It's whether they can just outmuscle mentally Manchester City, and are they fatigued mentally, City, or are they going to slip up this time? Because it's a marathon they're on at the moment, and Arsenal are always falling short, but Arsenal are still there for the third year running now. They're looking like they didn't play well against Villa. All right, they just really didn't. They were very lucky that Watkins wasn't match sharp and fit to bang 2 of them goals away. And I think it would have been a different game. And they got away with it. They got the 2 goals, bruv, and killed the game, and they got the 3 points. And you know what? We've done it in the past where when you don't play well, but you're still winning, you're still just drilling that result.
It's when you've got that quality and guts about you. You've got the mentality, and you grind out a win, even if it's the old 1-0.
Yeah,
a win is a win.
Exactly. And I think we can have plenty of games like that. Oh, we can have the minerals and the mentality to be like that where we don't play well. Because I've seen when we don't play well, we always get done.
Heads drop, too much back passing, and you're just inviting them in. And
you're relying on Cole Palmer basically to just keep bailing us out.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. I mean, I've been following you for probably about 1.5 years, I'd say, and I know for a fact that you've been calling it out all the time, which is one of the reasons that we get on so well, because what you're saying to me isn't just for the sake of saying it. What you tell me on and off air is the truth, and I can see that. And a lot of people out there that have agendas against you and stuff like that, it's because they're believing the PR hype that's fed to them by paid journos. And it's not how it is.
And it gets deeper than that. It's the paid journos that are using Chelsea platforms to get them to push their narratives and try and silence anyone that is speaking the truth, right?
Yeah.
And we're infiltrated left, right, and centre from all angles, everywhere. Like you name it, I could name you almost every platform out there, pretty much, minus say a couple percent, and the rest of them are all they're all there. They're all on that narrative. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sorry state of affairs at the end of the day. We shouldn't have to be in this situation.
No. And I know who to blame. And facts, Curse, the fan base is too young. This new gen fan base, yeah, that have come at the back end of Roman, or even they've just come into it now. They think they know it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They think they know what football is. You got people that have not even seen like 10% of Roman era, and they're trying to educate the older lot. It's mad to me.
Yeah, no, you're quite right, because after we did our last stream, I had quite a few people message me on X and stuff like that, wanting to know about stuff that was even pre-Roman, because they said there's no sort of database of it as such. It's like overlooked. It's like, well, that era no longer exists, but it is part of the DNA of the club. And I've ended up having a personal message a lot of people with information they've wanted on how it was back then. And then sort of suddenly we're starting to wake up to it, you know, why we are, how we are, and passionate about the club.
Listen, there is every bit of data being used and collated by these clowns and their team on every platform and on every level, bruv. Every level. Yeah. I've had people go to the extent of trying to accuse me of things I'm not, to try and cancel me. I've had the extent of people just hating on me, being personal and abusive, bruv. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, no one's cancelling me, bruv. You can try whatever you want to try. You want to go on your little platforms, you want to try and be something that you want to be, go and do it, but don't try and fuck me over, bruv. You understand me?
Johnny, mate, you're a national treasure, and I'm sure all of the real Chelsea out there all appreciate you and support you in everything you do, because they know you're a real one.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. And all the ultras know it, bruv. They've been with me since day one, mate. Since day one, bruv. They've all been here, man. They've all been here, and I know exactly the ones here, like all the way through, bruv. In terms of Chilwell, are you keeping him or what? Like, I forget what they want.
I mean, Chilwell, let's face it, he's always done a job for us. It was only sort of his latter injuries which kept him out. And just before the Clowns took over, let's face it, Chilwell and James were running riot from the left back and right back position and scoring and banging them in. And it was like, okay, suddenly injuries came along, and then new ownership. Chile started getting overlooked, then more injuries, and I don't know. I'd hate to lose him, because we even regretted getting rid of people like Alonso and all that, because we didn't have anyone to replace them. It's a tough one. But what I would say is, okay, Cucurella can invert. He's as mad as a box of frogs, and to be fair for that, I quite like him. But Viega, he looks like a monster, and I absolutely love him. Yeah. He's tearing it up. So, as weird as it might sound, I'm looking forward to Cuckoo maybe getting an injury, so Viega gets a run to see how he does on 90 minutes.
Do you know what it is, Steve? There needs to be a connection. Like, there's been no connection, bruv, for a long time. Like, a lot of disconnect. And we weren't chanting any players. We weren't chanting the gaffer. We weren't chanting nothing.
No.
You're starting to see that with Madueke, little one now. João Felix has got his chant. Cole Palmer's got his chant. Gallagher we chant, and Melts get rattled because we chant Gallagher. It's what it represents, you wrong'uns, yeah?
They don't realise that, because we've got very little to chant about nowadays, so it's now great. And what I would say, on that Wolves game the other day, absolutely loved the Neto celebration, because he didn't give a fuck about Wolves fans. He went for it. It was just like fair play.
I like that, and I'm starting to see, like, it's great when it's going well.
Yeah.
And you're all together, and that's great. But I want to see when it's not going well.
I don't want to see no heads down. I want to see them trying.
Yeah, I want them to see them up like generals. I want that. That's what I want to see. I want to see that, and then I'll be like, do you know what? maybe we are back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it same as ever though, isn't it? It's been like it, especially with James being injured for so long. We've missed the leadership, and we've missed the sort of the starting of a spine, because we all hoped James would be that linchpin to sort of galvanise a defence going into a midfield, into a striker, which we've always had, that universal spine. But since James has been out and so many new players have come in, there's so many individuals that are not really playing as a team at the moment. And until we start gelling and showing what we can do on the pitch, it's just going to be a toss of a coin how the game goes.
yeah, I agree.
Shouldn't be that way, but
No. This is what's going to be. Every game's going to go. Like I say, you've got to take it game by game at this moment in time. No one knows what to expect, brother. It's all.
I'd still like to keep Chilwell though. In answer to your
That's what I'm
question,
saying. Like, he's a leader still.
he's
a
an England
leader.
international. At the end of it, he's experienced. He may not be the most lively, but you'd rather have him with you than against you.
Do you know what it is, bruv? Right? And I've said it countless times. It doesn't matter. Do you know what? I want them to sell them all. Fuck it. Sell them all. So we've not got one Champions League winning player from Roman's second Champions League. Yeah. Sell them all. And I guarantee you, I certify it, mate. Yeah. Who's the next one's going to be the agenda on? Because there's going to be plenty of others that they're going to feed agenda, and it will just not stop. It's relentless. That's why you shouldn't listen to a fan base for direction on where to go, because it's so PR driven. And they've been listening to Twitter, Meatloaf Bailey going in Twitter spaces, liking tweets. You got Ekbali, the wrong, and subscribing to that Vincey, and him trying to deny it. It's all of that. It's a joke, mate. Like, what are we doing? That's like Roman going on a Twitter space, or the Glazers. They just never would happen. So why? This is what I'm saying. It's a dangerous game what these clowns play, and it will backfire. No matter how many journalists you got in your pocket, it's a results game. If the results ain't going the right way, you're gonna feel the wrath of the supporters.
Well, let's face it. If we was doing things right on the pitch, we wouldn't give a toss who they were buying, because that would all go on around the edge. It wouldn't interfere with the team play. But because they have meddled so much, taking away anything that we had that was quality and had experience, and just replaced everyone with kids, it's not going to work. It is a bad recipe. Real Madrid, sort of your Man Cities and all of your other teams like your Arsenals and your Liverpools are blending. They know they've got experience with youth. So it's just delusion on Clown Lake that they think this model will work, because none of the other teams are suddenly going to ditch all of their models they have, which are tried and tested, and suddenly go to ours. It's not going to happen.
They're trying to wing it, Steve, at this moment. They're winging it. They're absolutely winging it right now. And that result was, it was fortunate of who we played at the time we played it.
Of course.
And I think let's not forget, we got battered in a different kind of way against Man City in the first game of the season. We got outshone there. And they were just not even out of first gear.
I think Maresca thought he had Pep's number as he knew him, and Pep just went, "Well, hang on, you haven't got all of my knowledge, son. I'm going to school you on this one," and he did.
And this is my point, right? When Pep praises people, you know that he ain't scared of them. He hasn't praised Legohead. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't think he has praised him. But he praised Pochettino, he praised Frank Lampard, he praised Potter, he's praising Enzo Mascara, but he never praised Thomas Tuchel.
It's people he knew that could get the better of him.
Right. So if Chelsea are so-called back, why are rivals not shitting themselves with us?
Yeah.
Because if we're so back and we're going to be up there challenging for the title, then why is every Arsenal supporter, every City supporter, every Liverpool supporter going, "Oof, yeah, we've got to be careful. We're worried about them." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Makes
that's
perfect
when
sense.
you know you're competing, because they know those 2 fixtures against you, they're going, shit, we could drop points that could damage our season. Everyone is, do you know what most of these content creators are doing? They're going, Chelsea look frightening, Chelsea this, for clicks, because they want Chelsea supporters to follow their channel. I know the game. That's exactly what it is, bro. That's all it is. They don't generally believe that. Do you think Jamie O'Hara generally believes that Chelsea are going to win the title, can win the title? That's a clickbait title for Talk Sport to create a discussion.
I think Troy Deeney said it the other day as well on the TV and all that. They're all as bad as each other.
Yeah, they just want to be in the limelight. They want to be the someone to just come out of a headline to get all the controversy. But deep down, everyone's taking a piss and laughing, because we are far from a finished article. We are far from it. You know, we might have nice attack. We might have something cooking now, and I like that. And you bring in Osimhen, but we know the blueprint of football. And we know what works, and there's still a lot of missing pieces in this team, in this squad, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a real rock hard centre back that we could rely on, happy days. If we had an out and out top keeper, we would feel a lot better, and I'm sure the whole team would feel a lot better, because they're not mugs. They know that it's a weak defence, but they're thinking, I'm a midfielder, I'm a striker. What do you expect me to do?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. So, Sancho, do you want him?
No, thanks. I mean, he's an upgrade on, on what we have in certain aspects, but I'd rather not have him because he brings baggage.
I don't want him. There is a player there.
Yeah, I think the same, but
I also think like he's going to need an arm round. He's going to need to be felt like the main man.
Yeah,
and I just
that. We got enough of that with Mudryk. We don't need another one.
I know he's a Chelsea supporter. That I do know. If that adds a little bit of a different dynamic to it, you know what I mean? Having a Chelsea supporter playing for you, as a player. But then where's Neto?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Neto proved why he can play as that left winger.
I think Neto's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, and what it done as well, when Neto came on, it freed up Cucurella to do his madness, because he was babysitting Mudryk for like the first half. He couldn't really go forward or invert and do stuff, because you can't trust Mudryk at the end of the day. He'll get the ball and he'll run with it, but he's got no end product.
Yeah.
It's bad. That's why we was doing okay on the right-hand side, because we actually had Majwicki there. So that was fine. The right back felt safe. He could actually move around. I mean, Gusto can't invert. If you leave him as a right back, he's bloody good. You ask him to invert and he cocks it up.
We've got, we've got 8 wingers, 8 goalkeepers. We've just signed that Penders for next year.
Exactly. Yeah, another one.
Is that 8 wingers, including Paez and what's his name, Esteval William?
Yeah.
This is scattergun.
It's like they're stocking the shop up, to sort of
because there's
everyone.
talk of a transfer ban. There is
Yeah.
talk of a transfer ban. Now, in a transfer ban, you can still sell, which suits them to a T. They want that. They want the excuse, we have to sell. But
yeah, we got to pay the wages, so we got to sell a few,
and we don't have to buy. So it's great. We're just going to sell, make money, because we've got Pendry Paez and Esteval William coming in.
No, I totally agree, bro. I mean, a lot of the players that they've got rid of. Some of the academy players are going for decent money as well, and they're just not even made it. I mean, Castledine, I was gutted to see him sort of walk out the door. I mean, I watched him as a kid coming through, the same as I did with Gallagher. And to be fair, I even watched John Terry when he was coming through, and he was sitting on a subs bench, and he was watching your likes of your Frank Leboeuf and Desailly and all of that playing, and Terry was waiting for his break to get on. We've lost all of that, sadly.
We've lost so much. Like, and people are like, "Oh yeah, well it's the new era. We're not Chelsea like that anymore." No, fuck that. No chance. I'm not accepting it. I'm not accepting it. I'm not allowing standards to drop.
Yeah, I mean they're too busy at the moment. I think Clown Lake on their PR. I mean, especially like what they've done with the Chelsea's new third away kit. Suddenly, we've all turned into punks and skinheads from the 1970s and 80s, trying to flog off all of this pink stuff and the Nike tick that's going vertical rather than horizontal. It's like, oh come on, do me a favour. I was there in the 80s. I remember the punks and skinheads from the King's Road. That certainly isn't it. I mean, Caicedo dressed as a punk or bloody Drewsbury Hall, behave yourself.
No chance, bruv. No chance. And Kurt says here, Neto is injury prone and you can't rely on Mudryk as a backup. So Sancho to replace Sterling would make sense. But listen to what we're saying here, bruv. We can't rely on injury prone Neto. We've bought an injury prone player. Mudryk ain't firing. So we're going to bring in Sancho to stock up the left-hand side. It's mad. It's just crazy. They're all going to want to play there and then they're not going to play, you know?
I mean, this is why I thought with Neto being there on the left, yes, he would be the main man. And, of course, he has got an injury record. I mean, who's to say if that's going to rematerialise or not? But Jackson can also play there. So I'd be quite happy for them to have that left. And just disperse of Mudryk and Sterling. Sancho, I just think is a massive risk and an expensive one that you're going to be stuck with.
Yeah, facts. Right, I'm just going to run through a few series. Guys, smash the like button as well. If you haven't smashed the like button, make sure you smash that like button. Every single one of you. I know this is Chelsea old boys. Come on. He says 1 year memorial for Dad back from Cyprus. Much love to Johnny, Cursor, and all the Minnals Ultras family. Ronan Bramwich, up the Minnals FC, up the Chels. Big up Chelsea old boys. Come on, love to you. We see things I'll never see. And I know it's been a 1 year. It's been mad. I can't believe it's been 1 year.
Big respect.
Massive. It's just 1 year, bruv, already.
Wow.
Big up with Dazza. He says, stickers, Johnny, worldwide clown mudding, still getting unsubscribed every 2 weeks. What? You're getting unsubscribed every 2 weeks. See what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of dodginess happening on my channel.
Oh, without doubt. I mean, I even have it. If I try and tag you in things on X, it says I can't tag you.
You follow me now, and I'll follow you. So
exactly. We're friends. We're linked to each other's accounts and all that. It's not an issue, but it's mad. I can't even tag you on X.
This is concerning, bruv. You know what I'm saying? They're playing around. I don't care anymore anyway. Honestly, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about shadow bans. I don't care about all this tampering they're doing. It just means like it is what it is, and I just don't care anymore.
At the end of the day, you're still getting your message out there, and everyone knows it's true. And to the ends of the earth, geezer, national treasure, you are.
Yeah, I'll keep going. I won't stop, bruv. No surrender, bruv. No surrender mentality.
No surrender.
Facts. Big up to everyone putting in the comments. Long live Chelsea old boys. Come on. I'm just going to have a quick butchers now, just very quickly to see if there's anything. But I think it's all going to go to the wire. I think everything's going to go to the wire. Romano's just put out 8 seconds. Chelsea and Al Ali are still the only clubs in talks with Victor Osimhen. PSG not working on it. Chelsea are talking to Osimhen's camp as main option on 4 players list. Victor doesn't plan to reduce his salary. LA are ready if Chelsea deal doesn't happen. So it's either pay the wages or not. I just think the Osimhen deal's done. I think it's done. I'll be honest. I think this is all pantomime.
Well, there's always a delay, isn't there? I mean, let's face it, if the deal is done like you think, and to be fair, we all think it's a done deal, we're not going to get to hear about it because it doesn't make good reading. I ain't going to get all those clicks. They'll all save it and push it out at one time.
Maybe Sancho coming in. Is for Madueke leaving?
I think at the moment, especially on the back of what happened with Wolves, that's a risky move, and I'm sure that would have been discussed. I mean, it'd need a big offer to get rid of Madueke anyway. I mean, I think they were talking about 60 million. After his performance the other day, they could probably say, no, I want another 10 on top of that. But to sell him, I think there'd be quite a bit of backlash from the fans, and rightly so.
They want that profit. They'll make
money talks at the end of the day. They don't give a toss about the human body count.
Big up H Talks. Mike Easy says, I think it's done, and it's just a dramatic last minute deal that they want to give it all to big un. What's your league predictions for CHELS?
Or based on as of today?
Yeah.
If we don't sign another striker, and what we've got now is all we have got, probably no better than last year. Might be hovering around sort of 8th, 7th place. It's not going to be much better.
All right. If you get an Osimhen?
We get an Osimhen because we have so many chances fizzing across the box, and Jackson couldn't hit a cow's arse with a shovel most of the time. So if we've got a striker, I would say we stand a realistic chance of making a 5th or 6th. When I still don't see Champions League unless we sort out the defence and a goalie.
Yeah,
which is too weak.
I still stick by at this moment in time. I think you're looking at 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
Only because we've now got Conference League. And there's a lot more. We're playing Thursday nights. You're flying abroad. You've got a Premier League game. You're playing Sundays and
that's
Mondays.
Right, 3 days.
Yeah, and I think the games are going to come thick and fast as the season progresses. I think even if you do get an Osimhen, I just don't think so. I'm not convinced with the back line and the goalkeeper.
No,
so
it's too weak.
It's too weak for me to say, yeah, we're consistently going to get, we're going to steamroll teams. If we do, and we steamroll them and we get up, fantastic. Like what are we doing? Like, let's lap it up.
I think I'd love them to swap the goalkeepers round. I mean, obviously, at the moment, he's picked Sanchez for the Prem and Jorgensen for Europe. I'd rather have it the other way around.
You just look at teams, right? For example, do you remember when Liverpool went in? They got Van Dijk and they got Alisson. And it changed the whole dynamics of that team.
Yeah.
Right? You look at what Lego is doing, in his midfield. He's starting to, and he's got his core back line. He went and got Raya instead of Ramsdale. He's bought this Marino Euro winner. He's got Havertz in. He's got Saka's mark. He's building. He's building a squad.
Yes,
he's getting a squad there. I just got this feeling Arsenal are going to go in for Osimhen, bro. I don't know why I've got it. But
let's face it. Until the final whistle blows on deadline day, it's possible they could just be sitting there ready to gazump us. We think the deal's done. We're going to get him for like 55 mil or whatever. They go, here's another 5 to the pot. We'll take him, and here's Champions League football as well.
Yeah.
Anything's possible at the end of the day. I mean, we could end up with going in for both of Toney and Osimhen and getting neither.
I think you'll get Toney if you're going for him. I think you get him. I know for sure they're talking to Toney. 100%.
But the offer from Saudi, though, at 400k a week, it depends on whether he wants the Saudi lifestyle.
No, I think he'll want Chelsea and Premier League.
They certainly got unfinished business in the Premiership, so you'd like to think so.
It's like, well, what are you playing the game for? Just to go and cash in and sell out and go there? Or do you want to prove yourself in the Prem and actually have a go at playing for an elite football club? Because you've only played for Brentford. Osimhen, don't know, maybe listen, PSG were in the mix for when it was 110 million and they didn't want to pay that. Now it's half of that, pretty much.
And let's be real. I mean, PSG actually need a striker as well, and they're coming out and saying we're not in for him. Don't believe it for 1 minute. No team is actually saying that until the clock ticks, it's over. Then there's still a chance.
Yeah, facts, guys. Gambling's illegal there. Toney ain't going Saudi.
Yeah, that's why he'll save up his pennies because he won't be able to spend it.
Yeah.
He'll be tapping up Eunice, going, "Look, bruv, show me around the town and see what we can do."
Yeah. Eunice will be the first one they'll be tapping up, bruv. First one they'll be tapping up over there. But let's have a look. Let's see. I think Atletico's got a good chance this year. They're really strengthened. They've got some good signings in there. They've got Connor in there.
They've bought well.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of twists and turns. I think Arsenal are looking for a striker, man. No doubt. We're looking for a striker. PSG need a striker. I think United maybe. I thought Toney and United was looking. I don't see the Sterling deal to United because they got Rashford, and I don't see Arsenal even going for Sterling, bruv. And it's like they're happy. Clown Lake are happy to take a loan, but that's not. Sterling don't really want to go. I just want them to stick it to him, man. Fuck it. Sterling should stick it to him. Trev should stick it to him. Don't go. No, that's it. Ride it out.
Well, the thing is, for the amount of money they was looking at getting for Trev anyway, I didn't see the point. I know he's homegrown and it's pure profit, but it weren't a greater deal of money in it. So even with immortalisation of like fees and wages and all that, there's no real point. Just bring Trev back, get rid of Disassi, get rid of Badia Shield and save on the wages.
Yeah. It's a good point. Will Ivan Toney take the pressure?
I think he can after what he went through. Yeah.
That England pressure was a lot where he took the penalty. That was
mate. It's like him and Cole Palmer have been coaching him because the way that he didn't even look at the ball as well when he took that penalty, he was shoving two fingers up to everyone that doubted him on that pen.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I want him for that, and I also think because he's got that nasty streak, people won't want to play against him, especially if he gets a bit cocky, knowing what he's got behind him in midfield, which would be a quality midfield, feeding him non-stop. He could almost be a Gary Lineker and just stand on the line of the penalty box and just start swinging his leg.
Yeah. I just want Trev back.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He should never have been gone.
I want Trev back in this team. And that's where I stand.
We stand a good chance, to be fair, because I think he's had 5 offers of clubs and he's turned them all down.
Yeah, they said they turned them down. He's turned them down. Yeah, fair play.
So yeah, Trev knows. He's got them over a barrel. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, let's land it. But listen, big up to everyone in here. Smash the likes. Hit the subscribe button. There ain't no news yet on anything. And I'm sure it's going to build up very soon. Tomorrow I'm going live with Eunice. So we're going to be going live around about 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. So make sure you're all tuned in for that. And
I'll be there in the audience like everyone else.
So have it right. And listen, big up to everyone supporting the channel, everyone viewing, everyone in the chat. As always, guys, we'll keep it real. We'll keep it and say it as it is, and we're not going to change that until we are satisfied, and we're full up. But big up to everyone. Salute all the ultras. Smash the like, subscribe, put your comments down below. Big up to Steve for coming on. And we'll see you. We'll leave you with Don Roman, you know what I'm saying, as we always do. And we'll see you tomorrow evening, guys.
No surrender, people.
No surrender. Let's have it right. As always, up the CHELS, up Mills FC. Let's go.